Hey, welcome to Giving Back Podcast, episode 4. Look at us go. We're on a roll, man.
Man, we're doing good. We talked about starting the show, and here we are.
Yeah, several months ago we talked about starting this show, and we were both like busy as heck with work and other things in life. We're like, no, we're going to pick a day. We picked this day. We're going to record some shows.
Yeah.
So here we are, episode 4. This is pretty exciting stuff.
We're probably one of the top rated shows already.
Oh, we have to be, even though we haven't published any of them yet.
Just wait till that happens. Then we're
gonna be all the way up there.
Exactly. So it was funny. We were talking about different stuff to talk about, and we talk about stuff all the time. And sometimes I don't think it'd be interesting to people, but the more I think about it, people are craving like education and how to and all that kind of stuff. So we started talking about my consulting company.
We did, and we talk about things, we talk about a lot of things, but then you think, oh, no one wants to listen to that. Wait, we just listened to that for what are our conversations.
Exactly.
So maybe other people want to hear this too. So really, we want to talk to you today about how do you choose an outfitter, whether it's a hunt in the States, overseas, anywhere. That could be a daunting task.
Oh, man. It's, even I remember back on my first trip to Africa, and I'd always wanted to go to Africa. And like you said, back then, we had the internet. Yeah. We did. But you type in outfitters, South Africa. Well, there's 1,800 to choose from or something like that. And so it's daunting. And then you finally pick one and you call them if you're lucky enough, or email with them, correspond. But like you said, do you really know what you're getting into?
Right.
You don't know anything. And so over the years, I've learned that just because an outfitter has a nice website or good references doesn't mean they're a good outfitter.
Yes.
And it was actually an African hunt that prompted me to start hunt consulting. What happened was we had been, my 2 boys and I were offered a free safari.
Oh.
5 days free. They each got a free animal. And they said they wanted to do some marketing in the States, and in trade for that, we could come over and hunt with them. And I talked with them a long time and felt really good about it. And when we got there, nothing was as we talked about. We told them we were bringing our bows. They didn't have anything set up for bow hunting. The first day of the hunt, they said be ready at 5 a.m. The kid that was guiding us showed up at noon. He was hungover. So we missed a whole hunting day there. We were driving 4 hours each way to hunt, so that left maybe 2 hours to hunt. And so anyway, the whole experience wasn't good. And I was like, man, I had done my research, And when I got home, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, there's got to be a way to help people avoid what I went through. And then about 2 years later, I got into the consulting, and then then started Tru Flight Adventures about a year after that. So I've been doing the hunt consulting now, I would say about 5 or 6 years. I've had my own company about 4. And, I think, like you say, people get so overwhelmed with information and they don't know what's right. If you go to a hunt consultant, like myself or any of us on the team here at Tru Flight Adventures, we've been with these outfitters. We've seen their camps. We've seen how they hunt. We've sent plenty of clients there. So we have all this intel for these outfitters. So we've had actually what we call boots on the ground. Yes. We will not book an outfitter unless we've hunted with them. There are exceptions where if I have one of my consultants or, one of my good clients has hunted with an outfitter for decades or whatever the case may be, sometimes we'll use their expertise as well. But we always make sure that these outfitters that we work with are some of the tops in the business. And that's how you guys got on your first safari to Africa.
It is. Yeah, through you. Yes, because we went through this process. We searched online. And like you said, how many outfitters in South Africa, right? So then you start looking at websites and accommodations, but then you're like, start reading reviews, or like, because you can go from tent camping in the bush all the way to 5-star accommodations. So everything in between. And then we went to a few shows and talked to people on their marketing tours through the States, and, try to get a feel for them at that time. And some of them, tell you, we say, what days are you available? What days do you have open? Or what time frames? How far in advance do we have to book? And like, book anytime. We have openings. Just book anytime. Which sometimes that works for people, but with us, we wanted a family adventure. And so we wanted a more intimate, just us in camp, a smaller type setup. So that really wasn't for us. And then here we are back at square one. We still haven't made
Yes.
any progress, it felt like. So until we met you, we even went to, like not met you, but called you. I called you that day. Like, hey, my dad really wants to go, and so do I. But so we even went to like a show for like here was Big Hearts Under the Big Sky, and they had some hunts for sale, and people have been places and just talked to local people where they've gone. It's surprising how many people in the community, even in Helena, Montana, that have been in Africa.
Yes.
And it's crazy. So it's really good to talk to those people. But where the value of Tru Flight comes in for anybody that's curious about going is, one, the experience and the working relationship with the outfitter that you're going to be booked with. Two, for the hunter booking, how much does it cost them?
It's absolutely free. And that's what people think. I get this question a lot. Well, I'd like to use you because I feel comfortable, but I got to pay extra for the hunt. That's not the case. Whatever the outfitter charges, whatever that hunt costs, that's what you pay, whether you book with Tru Flight or the outfitter directly. The only difference is the outfitter is going to sell you on themselves because they want you to come with them.
Right.
I'm going to sell you the best hunt that you want so that you come back and rebook with me over and over and over. So my focus is on the client 100% of the time.
So our experience with that has been, hey, Aaron, these are 5 animals that we want to use or we want to go after when we're in South Africa. And you're like, okay, let me work this. So Aaron, people at Tru Flight, the whole team, they will go back and talk with the outfitter and work a deal or a package out on your behalf and work through all those details for you. They'll help you tell you what you need to pack. How do you get gun permits if you're traveling overseas? Things like that. It's bigger value than just booking a hunt.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, and that's what I always tried to do because when I got into this business, I did it because I had a bad experience with an outfitter, and I knew that there had to be a way to promote the good outfitters and kind of steer away from the bad ones. The more I've gotten into this now, it seems to be that there's more bad hunting consultants as well.
Yes.
And I don't like to say that or sound negative, but there's a lot of consultants that are out there. They just want your money. They don't care about your experience. With Tru Flight, what we do is we put all of our clients through a pretty extensive interview. And I think we even talked about this when, I've known you for a long time, but I ask people all the time, what experience are you looking for? Do you want a nice lodge or do you want to be in the backcountry? Are you an archery hunter or would you prefer rifle? Are you do it yourself are you free range or are you high fence? We go through all these, and then depending on the hunt, we'll ask about your physical fitness. Are you ready to do this mountain goat hunt?
Right.
So we'll ask all these questions. And the nice thing is, and we build relationships with our clients so that when they call back in a year later and be like, hey, I saw you had this desert sheep hunt. I'm really looking. I know exactly that. Is that hunt going to be good for them or not? So we build a relationship with the clients because we really want to make sure that we go above and beyond. And then we'll help you with travel.
Yes.
We'll help you with packing lists. We'll help you with getting your animals home. As a matter of fact, on the way down here today, I got a call from a client who was having trouble with the Fish and Wildlife in the Seattle port with some of his animals he shot in Africa. So next Monday, I'm going to get on the phone with them and help him with that. A lot of consultants won't do that, but I'm just like, I got into this business to help, so I'm going to help from start to finish.
Then that's what is really big help for anybody looking to, especially for their first time. I know I could go back to South Africa, to the place I've been twice now, and I could book direct, but I'd probably just go through you because when friendship, we feel comfortable. You're taking care of all the stuff we need. We just say, hey, these are the list animals we want, and you take care of the rest.
And a lot of people sometimes get nervous if they're going to Europe or they're going to Africa or New Zealand. I'm based in the United States, so the money stays here. You pay in U.S. dollars. You have a contract that tells you exactly what I'm going to do for you, and there's nothing left to chance. And then I'm there to help you. Okay, Aaron, I need to get the second part of the payment to the outfitter. How do I do that? I'm there to help with all of that stuff. And like I say, coming back, Aaron, I have to get my animals shipped home. I've done that, so I can help with that. But there's just a peace of mind that comes with using a hunt consultant. So if you haven't, if you guys are looking to do a hunt, just give us a call. Like I always joke, our advice is free, and sometimes it's even good.
Right. Sometimes, once in a while.
Once in a while. But we do. I mean, we're lucky. We have great outfitters in Europe. Actually, we have them all over the world. Whether you're looking to do a black bear hunt or a polar bear hunt or elephant or red stag, it doesn't matter. We've been there. We've done that. And we've sent thousands of clients on hunts over the years. And yeah, it's just, it's a great service and one I wish I could have got into earlier to help people.
So the biggest thing for us when we were on our first trip was, how do you get that comfort level when you're going to wire, a few $1,000s to somebody? And when a unique piece that you bring is, these outfitters, you've hunted with them, you already know how they are, and that they are trustworthy people. And that really helped us feel more at ease to do this adventure.
Yeah. And I think, like you say, you're getting ready to wire money all over the world.
Yes.
And that gets scary, And like I say, when I talk to my clients initially and I put them through the first interview to build that relationship with them, every year, and a lot of people don't know this, I go through my list of outfitters and I have talks with them. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I've had to let some of them go. Sure. Because they aren't living up to expectations that I want for my clients. Either they don't act right in camp one year, or they aren't giving what they promised. And sometimes outfitters need to be held accountable as well. And so we go through that very carefully. And we don't have, hundreds of outfitters in Africa, but we have 5 or 6 that are top. And so it doesn't matter if you want to go in Limpopo in South Africa, or if you want to go in the Caprivi of Namibia, or you want to chase Jumbo in Botswana. We have really good outfitters everywhere. In fact, we just checked out a new outfitter in Spain who is one of the best I've ever hunted with. And that's a phenomenal hunt. But I wouldn't book any hunters with him until I went over and visited him and did a hunt with him and saw how. So now I can tell you, hey, this is what you and Michelle are going to see when you go over there. So absolutely. You guys know what that is. So yeah, we take pride in that. And I know there's a lot other companies out there that are a lot bigger and have way more outfitters. That's not our goal. We want quality over quantity.
Good deal, because he seemed like a pretty decent guy at SCI last year when we were having some drinks with him that night.
He was a great guy, and I'm glad I met him there, and we started a great friendship. And our hunt with him this year went fantastic. And I actually told him that I go on a lot of hunts throughout the year, and I'm pretty critical when I go anymore. I'm really trying to pick these outfitters apart. And I remember after the hunt, we did a 2-day hunt and like a 3-day sightseeing tour. And on day 2 of the sightseeing tour, I put my arm around him and I said, it's pretty rare to wow me like this and have my expectations exceeded to that level. So that's why I do those kind of hunts. I went with another outfitter a month before that in a different country, had the total opposite experience. Just was not a good outfitter. Just didn't know what he was doing. Felt there was some stuff that could have been done that wasn't ethical. And so we got home and he's not part of Tru Flight Adventures. And I told him that while I was there in a very nice way, that he had some work to do to become part of Tru Flight.
Well, that's good to hear, because that can help a person feel more at ease and when they're booking hunts in places they've never been.
I always tell people, look, you're taking time away from your family, you're burning your vacation time, and you're spending your money. You better go on a good trip. And so that's what we try and do.
Make it memorable.
Exactly. So if you guys are looking for any hunts, give us a call. We can send it out. Check the website out, truflightadventures.com. And there's
TRU, right? TRU.
TRU. There's no E at the end of true. So it's really true.
We're trying to mess you guys up there.
Exactly. Even my mother the other day, I said, how's my website? And she couldn't get it to pull up. I'm like, you putting that E on the end of true? And she goes, I am. So anyway, we hope this was helpful. Like I say, we're here to help with anything. And just give us a call, shoot us an email.
Hit the subscribe, like button, future podcasts, so you are notified when they come out.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
If any of you want to go on any of these hunts or trips around the world that we talk about on this podcast, Tru Flight Adventures can help you with every step of the way. Get a hold of us either by calling or emailing, and we can get you on that trip of a lifetime.
Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to hear more of our stories and commentary, or something to sleep to, be sure to follow us on Spotify, Google Podcast, or Apple Podcast. If you enjoy watching us ramble on, then subscribe on YouTube or Carbon TV. Until next time on Giving Back TV Podcast.